bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Welcome back. This is Comcast Newsmakers from the Tacoma History Museum, actually the Washington State History Museum in downtown Tacoma. What a beautiful spot. We've got some young people touring the place today. Let's welcome our guest, Cesar Torres, Executive Director of the Northwest Justice Project. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much for having us.
You are in the business of helping people with legal aid for civil issues when they frankly can't afford it, correct?
That's correct.
Tell me the mission of your organization.
The Northwest Justice Project is Washington's statewide legal aid program. We have offices in 17 locations around the state, our largest being in Seattle.
Yeah.
Also large offices in Tacoma and Spokane. We operate a statewide intake hotline that handles calls from all around the state, with the exception of King County, where people are asked to call 211.
Okay, right.
Our hotline is called CLEAR, and the hotline screens clients for priority legal problems, eligibility,
sure,
and then begins the process of identifying the severity of the problem, targeting the resources that may be needed, the level of assistance that may be appropriate, and the importance of that is that CLEAR and the Northwest Justice Project are at the hub of a statewide civil legal aid system, which is wonderfully organized to provide the most effective and efficient delivery of services. So we're trying to target the most appropriate services given the level of need that a person may be having.
And services such as housing issues, health benefit issues.
Services range from simple education and information to full court representation, even if it's appeals all the way to the Supreme Court. And it is in very basic human needs, serving the human needs where people are having problems with housing, accessing health benefits, family disputes, primarily issues where there's family safety involved.
Sure, sure.
Income support situations, either through child support or loss of employment, as well as consumer issues, which of course have been very much in the news lately as people have suffered from all kinds of predatory abusive practices by everything from used car dealers to payday lenders to bank lenders and brokers in the foreclosure situation.
It's easy to get vacuumed into some of those situations. So what you're trying to do then is to provide fair justice, to make the playing field even.
Absolutely. One of the biggest problems we have is that the legal system can be so complex, so complicated, and it is not an exaggeration to say that the overwhelming majority of low-income people that are forced to interact with the legal system have to do so on their own, without any assistance. The Supreme Court, the Washington Supreme Court, carried out a study that found that nearly 80% of the people that are facing a legal need and need legal assistance are unable to get it. And that was a few years ago, and the state of Washington has really stepped up and has increased funding. But again, even with the resources and the organizations that we have working together, and the Alliance for Equal Justice consists of some 20 pro bono programs, getting private attorneys to donate and volunteer time and assistance. We also have some specialty providers that work on immigration issues and so on. So our alliance is broad and comprehensive and designed to ensure that if there's a need, it can be met in some form or another.
Absolutely.
And it's very expensive to get legal help.
Yes, it is.
And low-income people are oftentimes suffering, and some of the issues that they face are almost life and death when it comes to whether there's going to be heat. We had a case of an elderly couple who had needed an oxygen tank, and they were facing a shutoff because they were behind on their utility payments. And the stress, the danger that they face, and the consequences to themselves and society can be severe if the intervention wasn't appropriate and prevented that problem.
Cesar, thank you so much for your work with the Northwest Justice Project.
Thank you very much for having us. Appreciate it.
Nice to have you with us today on Newsmakers too. I'm Tony Petrella. See you next time.